You may be feeling alone right now, lost in your thoughts, wondering if anyone really hears you, if anyone sees your efforts, your struggles, your silent prayers. What if I told you that Allah hears you? Yes, exactly you, right there, listening to these words. You're looking for a sign, a confirmation, something to reassure you that you are not forgotten, and that your heart, your love, and your faith are not in vain. And that is precisely what I want to share with you today. In this video, we will explore together a simple yet profound message. Allah's love and mercy never cease to return to His servants. No matter the difficulties you face, no matter the times you feel rejected, ignored, or misunderstood, Allah has never let you down. Even when the world seems silent around you, His presence is there, constant and infinite. Every breath you take, every thought you have, every pure intention you formulate, even in secret, is seen and heard by the all-knowing One. We will discuss subtle and powerful signs you may feel in your daily life. Those small manifestations of divine love that are often noticed too late. We will discuss moments when Allah responds to your prayers, often in surprising and unexpected ways. And above all, we will discuss how to recognize this confirmation in your heart, in your emotions, in your experiences, so that you can regain confidence and serenity. This video is an invitation to open your heart and accept that the love you give and seek always finds its way back to you. It is a confirmation that every sincere effort, every prayer, every act of kindness never goes unnoticed in the eyes of Allah. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to understand everything. What matters is your intention, your faith, and your sincerity. So, stay with me. Let these words sink into your heart. Breathe deeply and open yourself to this certainty. Allah loves you and sends you His love in return. Sometimes obviously, sometimes subtly, but always real and constant. What you are about to discover is not just a message of comfort, but a direct confirmation for your soul, a light in the darkness, a breath of hope for those who need to believe that something beautiful is on its way for them. Prepare to feel this comfort in your heart. Prepare to hear and recognize the signs, the small blessings and confirmations that surround you. Because today, Allah is sending you this love, and that is exactly what this video is here to remind you of. 1. The nature of divine love. When we speak of love, we often think of human affection, family, friendship, or romantic ties. But Allah's love surpasses all our imaginations. It is perfect, infinite, and unconditional. In Arabic, this love is often expressed by the word rahma, which means mercy, compassion, and protection. But rahma is not limited to a simple notion of kindness. It is the constant breath of life, the invisible guide through our trials, and the force that transforms our difficulties into blessings. Allah tells us in the Quran, "And my love encompasses all things." Quran 7, 156, paraphrased. "And your Lord is oft forgiving, most merciful." Quran 18:58. These verses remind us that Allah's love knows no limits or conditions. He is there even when we fail, when we doubt, or even when we feel unworthy. He doesn't wait for us to be perfect to love ourselves. He is patient, constant, and all-embracing, always ready to guide us toward what is good for us. The hadiths of the Prophet Muhammad reinforce this truth. For example, the Prophet is reported to have said, "Allah is closer to man than his jugular vein." Sahih Muslim. This powerful image shows us that Allah's love is never distant. It is there always, closer than our own breath, closer than our thoughts. Even when we don't feel it, even when life seems unfair or cruel, His presence is there, constant and silent. This divine love sometimes manifests itself in subtle ways. A smile from a stranger when we need it most, an idea or inspiration that enlightens our choices, an ease that appears where we expected difficulty. These moments are proof that Allah's love is not always visible, but it is always felt by those who open their hearts. Divine love is not only a support in times of difficulty, it is also a force that drives us to become better. It reminds us that every sincere act, every prayer, every effort to be just and good is seen and loved by Allah. Even our intentions, our silent prayers, and our hidden tears are never wasted. They are all enveloped in divine love and mercy. Recognizing this love is understanding that life is not a coincidence. Every encounter, every obstacle, every success, and every trial are expressions of His rahmah. And even if we don't always understand the reasons, we can trust that this love always works for our good. Thus, Allah's love, though often invisible, is a constant protective and nourishing force. It is a reminder that we are never alone, that our efforts are never in vain, and that the path we follow is always illuminated by His light. Even in the darkest moments, this mercy is there, waiting for us to open our hearts to feel it fully. 2. The signs Allah sends you. Sometimes we expect signs from Allah in spectacular form, an incredible dream, a life-changing letter, or a visible miracle. But the truth is that His signs are often subtle, delicate, and perfectly suited to our hearts and circumstances. They can appear as an unexpected ease in our daily lives, an intuition that guides us, or an inner relief when we are most challenged. One of the first signs Allah sends is ease in difficult times. Perhaps you have experienced a situation where everything seemed impossible, and suddenly a door opened, help arrived, or a solution appeared as if by magic. It is never by chance. It is Allah who responds to your efforts and silent prayers. Even if you didn't understand everything or see how it would happen, these small everyday miracles are proof of His presence and His love for you. Another sign is inner comfort in times of trial. Sometimes life presents us with challenges that seem insurmountable. The pain, fear, or confusion can be overwhelming. But in the midst of this storm, you feel an inexplicable calm in your heart, an inner strength that pushes you to continue, to not give up. This calm isn't simply the result of chance or your own resilience. It's Allah sending you a sign, reminding you that you are never alone, that His invisible hands support you, and that every difficulty has wisdom and hidden good. Sometimes, signs manifest themselves in the reminder of the heart. Perhaps a verse from the Quran, a saying from the Prophet, or even a casual conversation strikes a deep chord in you. Your heart opens, and you know deep down that it's a message for you. These reminders are divine confirmations that you are on the right path, that your spiritual efforts are not in vain, and that your love and faith are recognized by Allah. Look around you. Every providential encounter, every inspiring word, every kind gesture received or offered can be a sign. A friend who appears at the perfect moment to listen to you, a word that responds exactly to what you were looking for, an opportunity that presents itself at just the right time. All of these are often the hand of Allah guiding your path. But it is essential to recognize these signs with patience and trust. Tawakkul, complete trust in Allah, is the key to seeing and feeling these confirmations. It is not about remaining passive, but about putting in the effort, praying sincerely, and knowing that the result belongs to Allah. Sometimes, the sign you most await does not manifest immediately. You must be patient, keep the faith, and keep moving forward, knowing that Allah always works for your good, even if you don't immediately see it. A story many will recognize is that of someone going through a time of loss or difficulty. Perhaps you've experienced that right after praying. An unexpected solution appears, or an idea comes to you to solve your problem. Or perhaps the person or situation you thought was lost becomes accessible again, in a way you hadn't anticipated. These experiences are powerful reminders that Allah's love and guidance are always active in your life. Finally, it's important to understand that Allah's signs are everywhere, in moments big and small. They don't require any special prowess to recognize, only an attentive and sincere heart. Every smile offered, every act of kindness, every moment of gratitude can be a sign sent back to you. Life then becomes a continuous dialogue with Allah, an exchange of love, patience, and trust. So when you doubt, look around you and within yourself. Every detail, every encounter, every positive thought or inspiration can be a sign that Allah is sending you to remind you, I am with you, I love you. Your faith and your effort are not forgotten. Learning to recognize these signs transforms not only your outlook on life, but also your heart, filling it with a peace and certainty that nothing and no one can take away. When you doubt yourself, there are times in life when doubt creeps in like a silent shadow. You may feel alone, lost, or abandoned. You watch others move forward, succeed, and you wonder, why me? Why doesn't anything change for me? These thoughts are natural, and everyone, even the most sincere believers, goes through periods of doubt and questioning. But it is precisely in these moments that Allah's presence is closest. Even when your heart is weighed down by fear or uncertainty, Allah never abandons you. The loneliness you feel is not a sign of rejection. It is an opportunity for you to draw closer to Him. Sometimes, the apparent silence around you is simply the ground on which Allah prepares His guidance and blessings. The Prophet Muhammad reminds us of this closeness in a powerful hadith. Allah is closer to you than your jugular vein. Sahih Muslim. Reflect for a moment on this image. The jugular vein is essential to life. It carries vital blood to your heart. In the same way, Allah is constantly connected to your soul, to your emotions, to your thoughts, to every breath you take. Even if you don't feel Him, even if you don't understand His plans, He is there, closer than your own breath, ready to guide and protect you. Doubt can sometimes cause you to abandon your prayers, to wonder if your efforts are worth anything, or to question your faith. But it is precisely in these moments that patience and perseverance become instruments of enlightenment. Allah observes your heart, knows your intentions and your silent struggles. Even the tears you shed in solitude are seen and loved by Him. It is essential to understand that doubt is not a failure, but a step on the spiritual journey. It is an invitation to cling to Allah, to speak to Him more sincerely, and to renew your trust. Every thought, every question, every hesitation is heard, and every effort to turn to Him is rewarded. Often, moments of doubt become opportunities for transformation. When you open yourself to Allah with your vulnerable heart, you allow His light to penetrate your inner darkness. Trials that seemed overwhelming then transform into lessons, strength, and resilience. You realize that even when all seems lost, there is greater wisdom, and that every difficulty carries a hidden blessing. So the next time doubt knocks at your door, remember that you are never alone. Take a deep breath, turn to Allah and speak to Him. Ask Him to guide you, reassure you, and strengthen your faith. Know that Allah's love and presence have never left you. He is with you, with every beat of your heart, with every breath you take, closer than you can imagine. The certainty is the key to transforming doubt into trust, loneliness into divine closeness, and fear into inner peace. Every step you take toward Him however small, is a step toward the light, the serenity, and the confirmation your heart has always sought. 4. The love you give comes back to you. There is a spiritual law in Islam that is simple yet profoundly powerful. What you give sincerely for the sake of Allah comes back to you, multiplied and in different forms. This is not a vague promise, nor a metaphor. It is a reality that believers experience every day, often in subtle ways. When you act with purity of intention and with the goal of pleasing Allah, every smile offered, every act of kindness, every alms given or forgiveness granted becomes a seed that produces infinite blessings. Imagine for a moment that you offer an act of kindness to someone in need. Perhaps it's a simple smile to a stranger, or a comforting word to someone going through a hardship. Perhaps you give your time, energy, or money to help someone without expecting recognition. Even if no one sees it, Allah sees it. And what you give, He transforms into an invisible light that returns to you in the form of inner peace, guidance, or unexpected opportunities. The most concrete example is that of charity, or sadaqah. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Sadaqah never diminishes wealth." Sahih Muslim. This means that every gift, no matter how small, is actually a spiritual investment. Even if you give with little means, Allah promises to repay you in ways beyond your imagination. The benefit is not limited to the material level. Often, it manifests as inner peace, relief from hardship, or success in areas of your life you hadn't anticipated. But this law of reciprocity is not limited to money. Every act of kindness, forgiveness, or sincere service is a means of receiving Allah's love and blessing. When you forgive someone, reach out to a hurting friend, or encourage someone who is discouraged, you open an invisible door through which Allah can bless you. These blessings may appear immediately or years later, but they always return to those who give with purity of intention. Even a simple smile has an impact. The Prophet said, "Your smile for your brother is sadaqah." At-Tirmidhi. Think of the power of this gesture. A free, effortless act can trigger a chain of blessings that returns to you in ways you cannot predict. Every smile, every kind word, every effort to ease another's pain is a form of spiritual sowing. And Allah, in His love and wisdom, ensures that what you sincerely sow is returned to you exactly when you need it most. Herein lies the beauty of this divine law. It transforms our ordinary actions into sources of blessing, and it reminds us that our contribution to the lives of others is never insignificant. Even when no one around you seems to notice what you do, Allah is watching, and His blessings always return to you. Thus, the love and kindness you offer, whether it be a material act, emotional support, or simply patience and compassion, are never wasted. Every sincere gesture, every pure intention, is a seed that always blossoms in your own life. It is confirmation that your love and efforts are never in vain, and that when you give for the sake of Allah, you never lose anything. You always receive more. 5. Inspiring stories. One of the most powerful ways to feel confirmation from Allah is to turn to the stories of prophets and believers throughout the ages. These accounts are not just ancient memories, but living lessons that show that Allah's love and mercy are always manifest, even in the most difficult situations. Take the example of Prophet Ibrahim as-Sayyid. Ibrahim was tested many times, but his faith and total submission to Allah remained unwavering. When Allah asked him to sacrifice his beloved son, it would have been easy to doubt, rebel, or despair. Yet, Ibrahim trusted, and his faith was rewarded. Allah sent a ram as a substitute, transforming a moment of great pain into a resounding confirmation of His mercy and guidance. This story reminds us that even when trials seem insurmountable, patience and trust in Allah open the way to unexpected blessings. Prophet Musa, Isban, is another inspiring example. He grew up in a context where he was both favored and threatened, and faced challenges that could have discouraged him. Yet his determination, faith, and reliance on Allah guided him throughout his mission. When the people of Israel were trapped between the Red Sea and Pharaoh's army, it would have been easy to feel abandoned and lose hope. But Allah sent His miracle. The sea parted, providing a safe path for His people. This story illustrates that even in impossible situations, Allah always sends His guidance and signs to those who put their trust in Him. Prophet Muhammad, the final messenger, also experienced countless trials and persecutions. In Mecca he was rejected, insulted, and even threatened with death. Yet his faith never wavered, and his patience and love for Allah and humanity ultimately transformed the entire Arabian Peninsula. The victories, signs, and confirmation he received throughout his mission teach us that perseverance and sincerity in faith are always rewarded. But inspiring stories are not limited to prophets. The Prophet's companions also offer powerful lessons. For example, Abu Bakr, gave everything he possessed to support the cause of Allah. And this generosity was continually rewarded with guidance and blessings in his life. Or Uthman ibn Affan, whose patience and steadfastness in the face of hardship showed that even difficult times can become opportunities to receive divine confirmation. We also see stories of ordinary believers. There are those who endure poverty, but continue to give in charity, those who forgive despite pain, and those who persevere in prayer and gratitude despite the difficulties of daily life. In each story, a pattern is repeated. Sincerity, patience, and trust in Allah are always followed by signs, blessings, and confirmations, even if they sometimes manifest in subtle or unexpected ways. These stories remind us that Allah's confirmation is not limited to a specific time, place, or person. It is universal and timeless. It touches sincere hearts in every generation, in all circumstances. Whether you are facing hardship, seeking guidance, or simply wishing to feel Allah's love, these stories demonstrate that He is always there, ready to send His light and confirmation into the lives of those who love and trust Him. So by watching these stories, we realize that you are never alone and that Allah's love is always active in your life, even if the signs are sometimes subtle. Patience, faith, and sincerity are the keys to receiving this confirmation, as they have been for prophets, companions, and ordinary believers throughout history. Every sincere act and every trial faced with faith are doors through which Allah lets His light enter your heart. 6. Your confirmation today. If you are listening to this video right now, take a moment to breathe deeply and welcome these words into your heart. Perhaps what you are about to hear is exactly the sign you have been waiting for. Perhaps for days, weeks, or even months, you have been searching for a message, a comfort, a confirmation that your prayers are not ignored. Today, this moment is for you. Allah sends you this reminder and this light to show you that you are not forgotten, that your sincere heart is seen and loved. Life sometimes places us in situations where everything seems confusing, where we doubt our own worth, where we wonder if our efforts and supplications have any meaning. But the truth is simple and profound. everything you do for Allah, even in silence and solitude, is heard, recognized, and loved by Him. Even your small actions, your smiles, your silent prayers, or your kind intentions never go unnoticed. Allah is always there, in every moment, ready to respond, to guide, and to envelop your heart in His mercy. Today, allow yourself to receive this confirmation. Allow yourself to believe that blessings can manifest at any moment, sometimes subtly, sometimes dramatically. Every smile you offer, every act of kindness, every moment of gratitude, and every sincere prayer is a step toward this divine confirmation. Even if you don't immediately see the results, know that Allah is always at work, and that what you have sown with sincerity will return to you in one way or another. Strengthen your prayer and supplication, even in moments of doubt. Open your heart and thank Allah for the small and large blessings in your life. Gratitude is a powerful key that opens even more doors to receive divine love and confirmation. And above all, keep your trust in Him. Tawakkul, complete trust in Allah, allows you to face trials with serenity, knowing that everything that happens is for your good, even if you don't yet understand it. See this video not only as a message of hope, but as a direct response to your supplications. Each word is a reminder that Allah's love and mercy are constantly at your service, and that even when you feel lost or forgotten, there is a divine light accompanying you. What you have been waiting for, perhaps for a long time, is here. Confirmation is there, in the form of peace in your heart, clarity in your mind, and renewed faith in your soul. So, breathe deeply and let this truth sink into your heart. Allah sends you His love, His blessings, and His confirmation today. Everything you have done with sincerity, everything you have hoped and waited for, has not been in vain. This is a time to remind yourself that you are seen, you are loved, and that the universe, under the guidance of Allah, is always working for your good. Receive this light and let it inspire you to continue with faith, gratitude, and trust, knowing that every sincere effort is recognized and that Allah's love always returns to you. In summary, what we explored together in this video is a simple yet profound message. Allah sends you His love, His confirmation, and His presence in every moment of your life. Even in times of doubt, loneliness, or trial, His mercy and guidance never cease to accompany you. Everything you have done with sincerity, your prayers, your acts of kindness, your patience, and your efforts to remain close to Him has never been wasted. Every gesture, every pure intention, always returns to you, sometimes subtly, sometimes vividly, but always real and full of blessings. Today, you have the opportunity to turn to Allah with an open heart, to strengthen your faith, and to allow yourself to be filled with hope. Never forget that every difficulty can be an opportunity. Every moment of patience can become a source of light, and every sincere act is a seed of blessing that will eventually blossom in your life. The path may seem long or uncertain, but Allah's promise is certain. He is with you, He loves you, and He never abandons you. In closing, I invite you to make this simple but powerful supplication to receive guidance, love, and divine protection. O Allah, fill my heart with your love. Guide my steps toward what is good for me, and make me always feel your presence and mercy. Help me to remain patient, grateful, and sincere in all my actions. Ameen. Keep this message in your heart. Remember that every day is an opportunity to receive Allah's love, to recognize His signs, and to feel His confirmation in your life. Move forward with faith, trust, and gratitude, knowing that you are seen, heard, and loved by the all-knowing one who is always near.